Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. Glad you could come back today. We're working on our Diecuts and Fussy Cuts holder. This is the book I'm creating to keep all of my pieces that I've die cut or fussy cut, and it's working out very well. This was the page we had finished with last time. We had put in all the pockets. This pocket, I don't know what happened. Too much glue, I think. But that's okay. This is just for my purpose. This is a little bit, I picked a green sheet to make the inner pages. And that was, you could see more of the glue on the darker colors. So I would stick with the light colors. But it really doesn't matter. It's just to hold your pieces in. This is the front. Now, I started out making all 2-inch strips, but then I realized as I was putting in some of my pieces that I do need like smaller ones, because where are they? Oh, over here. You can see I have these little tiny tags, and if I would put them in a 2-inch pocket, I'd have to dig them out. So this way the pocket is more for their size. And also on this page, towards the top, I wanted to put these doilies in here. But if the pocket had been up here, like on the first one that we did, the doilies wouldn't have fit. They would have stuck out of the top. So I only put a few. I put 2 small pockets, and then towards the top, I had it so the bottom of the pocket is at the bottom of the doily. In other words, not all the way to the top like this side. This way they're inside the book. So I'm going to do that on a few more pages. This one I sort of made, I made 2 small ones and then 3 of the 2-inch ones. So on this one I'll also make another longer one to fit bigger pieces. I think on both tops over here. I haven't finished that page yet. And I haven't done this page. Now this is the second one. I haven't finished. Well, the book itself is finished, not all the pockets. I'm not going to add all the pockets until I know what I want to put in here. The rest of my die cuts and fussy cut pieces are in envelopes and little boxes. I want to get them all together and put them in here. So we're going to work on the cover. Now the cover I want to make so that the pieces will have, there'll be a spine in the book, but it's not going to be made out of cardboard. I'm going to do it out of cardstock, and then I'll line the front with another piece of cardstock, so that'll make it very sturdy. But these I'm going to line them up on the spine, and then I'm going to leave like a quarter of an inch between them, so that the pieces on the back of the one book and the pieces on the front of the other book won't be clashing together. There'll be room. So my spine needs to be at least 2 1/4 inches, because each one of these is 1 inch, and then I want 1/4 of an inch in between. And then I want to leave 1/4 of an inch on the outside of this front page and the back page in the spine. So that comes to about 2 3/4. So I've been trying to add this up. So I need my front page and my back page. So that's 2 5.5-inch pieces. And I'm going to make the spine 2 3/4. That comes to 15. Yeah. 7, 9, 10, 12, 13 3/4 inches is the total across I need to make my entire cover. The front, the back, and the spine. The spine. Now if we take a 12 by 12 sheet, it's not going to fit. So we have to glue 2 together. Now I've already cut these down to 11 inches, which is what we need. It's going to be exactly the same size as the book. The cover will be. So I'm going to overlap these. I've cut the inch off the top of these, so I know this is the top. I've marked that. And I'm going to glue these together. And then we'll figure out where to put our spine so that the seam won't be in the spine itself. I just run the glue 1/4 of an inch on the edge. This is for attaching the pieces, so that we have the width that we need. And my little round tip fell off, so I'm working with a bigger tip here. And my glue. Just spread it out a little more. Okay, and I'm going to lay this piece over it, line it up on my mat. Match up the bottom, 1/4 of an inch in the bottom edge, and 1/4 of an inch in the top edge. That's about good. 1/4 of an inch, huh? Yeah. Okay. Give it a press. We need something to wipe up our glue. I'm not used to working with that big tip on the bottom. More glue than I needed. But it's not a problem. Just make sure you wipe it up before it dries. Okay, let's turn this over. Giving it a good press and wiping up the glue. Okay. Alright, that looks good. That's going to be our seam. We want to put that towards the back. Here's my tip. I put it back on my glue. Okay. So I figured, ruler. Our total we need is 13 3/4. So we need from here to here is 12. I'm going to mark that. That's 12 inches. 12 plus 1 3/4 we need. That'll make 13 1/4. 1 3/4. So here's where I'm going to cut it. Now this is how I got my numbers. I want the front of my book to be even with the cover over here on the edge. So that would be 1. I'll make a mark so I could show you. That would be where one book would end. That's right, I can't add that 1/4 of an inch that I wanted. I can, yes I can. If I move this over 1/4 of an inch, there, this would be a score line. This would come to here. No, the score line will be here at 5 1/2. Same as the page width. But when I glue it in, I'm only going to start it here. Okay. It goes from there. That's 5 1/2. Page is going to start here. What did I say on the 2 3/4 on the binding? So from that first mark to here, we'll have a score mark here and a score mark here. And then from here to this mark is 5.5. That's correct. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut my paper on this line right here. Move this. Get my trimmer. I'm probably totally confused from what I just said, but you'll see how it works out. I just want to make sure I'm leaving that 1/4 of an inch between the front page and the front cover. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to cut it right on that mark that I made, which is the back of the book, the back cover edge. Yeah, we don't need this. Put this back. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to glue our books onto this piece. I don't know if you can see where my 1/4 inch mark with. This is my 5.5 inch mark. I'm going to start gluing here. I'm going to score on this line. Let me score before I get confused. Hold on. I told you I was making this off the top of my head. Takes a little figuring out. I'd rather think more now than mess it all up and have to change it. So this should be scored at 5.5. That would be the front cover. No, that's much too big. Okay, 5.5. I'm going to score this. And then I want 2 3/4 inches over from that. So that's 6.5, 7.5. That's 2. 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Is that correct? It doesn't look correct. 9. Alright. 5.5. 6.5. 7.5 plus 3/4 would be 8 1/4. Alright, that's the correct number. 8 1/4. So now this, from this side to this score line, see, it's too big. It's measuring 5 7/8. I wanted 5.5, so I have to take off 1/4 of an inch. No, 3/8 of an inch. Okay. I'm going to cut off 3/8 of an inch. Putting away my scoreboard. This is why I always make one prototype before I start making it on video. So I get all my mistakes ironed out. What was I going to do? Cut off 3/8 of an inch. I can figure 3/8 on my board here. This line is 1/2, so this would be 3/8. Sure hope I did that right. Let's see. No, I think I was right to begin with. See, now my piece is only 5 1/4. Alright, let's see how it turns out. I can always make another. Not that I want to, but. So if we're putting this one in, starting it at 1/4 of an inch. I could actually do more than 1/4 of an inch. Alright, I'm going to put glue on here and glue it down. If things are wrong, we'll know it. Alright, I'm going to put glue on this whole entire binding piece on our book. from the bottom edge all the way to the top, in between the two score marks, the two folds. This is what's going to hold it in our book, so we want plenty of glue on here. Probably an easier way to do this. Here we go. Alright. The entire thing, from the top to the bottom. I think I'm on camera. Glue all the way to the fold. Alright, that should be enough on that one. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I have to turn this towards me while I do it, just so I get it straight. I can see where my fold lines are. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just going to press it down in there. Now I've left about 1/4 of an inch away from the fold line. See if I can turn it so you can see. There we go. Can you see where the fold line is here? I'm 1/4 of an inch away from it, towards the inside of the spine, not towards the cover. And I want to press this down and hold it a bit till it takes, till the glue grabs on. I can see my pieces are falling out. I can see on my screen, but that's okay. Let's give this a little bit of pressure on it. We want the entire spine to glue down. Give it a minute. Okay, I'm going to turn these pages. Here's my way. Oh, you know what I did? I put it in upside down. It's a good thing we don't have direction here yet. That'll be fine. See? See? Do as I say, not as I do. So this will be the back one. Alright, we want to get it glued in there good. Find where I can press it. In between the pages. Which I've now turned right side up. So that's fine. Okay, it seems to be holding. Give it another minute. Okay, now. So this one is glued more towards this end. Just backwards, but in the right position. Okay, now we have a second one. I'm going to glue that one where I thought I was gluing it first. Let me make sure it's right side up now. Yes. This is right side up. This is right side up. I tend to glue things upside down. And I'm sure you're probably telling me it was upside down. You know what I didn't do? I didn't fold on my score lines, did I? Alright, we'll manage that later. So this one I'm going to glue in the 1/4 of an inch from that fold line, from the score line. I'm going to put the glue on this one. Speaking of upside down, I don't know if anyone ever noticed, but when I was making the pink junk journal, I did sew in the pages upside down. And there was only one page on which it really mattered, that the pattern was going in the wrong direction. There's a page that had a bird cage on the top. So I ended up covering it up. So that worked out okay. Good thing it was only that one. Or I would have had to take it apart and re-sew it. And that's not my thing. Okay, we have our glue on. Now, we'll make sure we're putting it right side up. This is right side up this way. And this is right side up. Okay. Starting out, putting it down 1/4 of an inch from the fold. I'll show you in a second. Let me grab it so I can press it in there. Okay. Now, can we see where the fold line is? There we go. Here's the fold line. And here's our book. No, you still can't see it. Turn it this way. Oh. Well, anyway, the fold line is right here. So we're that 1/4 of an inch away from it. Now I'm pressing it down into the binding of the book. I'm going to let the glue hold. Give it a little bit. That one's holding. Press this from here. Just press. Press down. Press this down. And not too even, are we? Even pretty even here. I'm going to leave it like that. That's fine. As long as they're glued in. Okay, seems to be holding. Where is the back of the old one? There we go. We do have a little space in between there, which is good. So our pieces won't clash into each other. I don't know if you can see here. Pick this up. Can you see where the binding of the back of our pages is glued to the spine of our book? Both of them. Here's one. And here's two. This is horrible. It's like looking in the mirror and trying to point to something on your face. It's backwards. Okay. Alright, we're glued down. Our pages are glued in. That's good. Now I have to get this fold line on my cover, which we didn't do before. And the back. And let's see if we have the right measurements. I knew it. Should have went with my first measurement. I'm a little off on the back cover. Not too bad, but a little bit. That's okay. As I said, this is the first one. Bound to make mistakes. Nothing crucial. My seam ended up on the front because I glued it in upside down, but that's okay. We're going to cover that up. I printed out my paper that I'm going to use for my covers. Now this paper matches up in my craft room. I have storage boxes I've made that are all covered in this paper. So it will all match up. Okay, this is going to cover the front and the back and the spine. I'm going to measure this. Let's see what size I need. 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/8 by 11 is good. 5 1/8 by 11, which will be perfect because the paper is 11 inches. So I just have to cut the width at 5 1/8. Make sure I'm straight. Okay, this will be for our front cover. I should have enough here for the spine. The spine was 2 3/4, so I would make it 2 1/2. No, 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/2. No, too much. 2 3/4. That's the spine, right? 2 1/2. I'm sorry. So that'll be the spine piece. I have a little bit left over here. And now this one will be the back cover. Measure the back cover. Always measure. 5 1/2. I'm going to make this one. See, this cover is bigger. Make it 5 1/4. So this one's 5 1/4. Leftover piece. Alright, this one is for the front and on the back. This one is going on this one, the bigger one, which is the upside down one. Okay, this is the back cover. I check to make sure it's going to fit. This. I need something in here. That's what I need. Okay, that's going to be fine. I'm going to glue on this whole thing. All around all the edges. When this glue dries, it's going to harden, so it's going to make the front cover and the back cover a little harder than a regular piece of cardstock. So I think it'll be hard enough. We're going to fill this in with glue. I missed the bottom. Okay, and we should be ready to put it on. Let me glue here. Okay, we don't have any direction on this pattern, so I'm going to start matching up on the corner. Here. Get down kind of straight. The top. The bottom. Wipe up any glue we have and spread it out all around. My paper trimmer needs a new blade. The ends are really fraying. Can I give the glue a good press? Spread it out. We want it all even on the cover. While it's still wet, we can spread it. To the corners. Wipe up any excess. Okay, that looks good. Let's do the other side. Little fray pieces from my trimmer. Okay, we have this piece. See how the edge is fraying? When I cut, it's not a good clean cut. I'll put a new blade in there. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this. Glue all around. All four sides. There's a big piece to glue. Okay, now fill it in. Just like before. Okay. Match it up. I'm going to turn it around so the frayed edge is on the other side. I'm going to match it up starting in the corner along the fold. I'm just like not even 1/8 of an inch from the edges. A little crooked here. There we go. Switch this over. Looks good. Press it down. Wipe up in the glue. Pressing it into the corners while I'm doing that. You want to make sure your corners and your edges are well stuck down. I'm going to take my bone folder. Start pressing the glue to the edges. Okay, I'm going to wipe up a little bit of glue I have over here. Coming out. And that looks good. So we have the front cover and the back cover covered up. Now can you see our spine on here now? That's our 2 3/4 inch spine. We're going to put a piece of cardstock on that, and the piece that we cut, I think, is way too big. I'm not even measure that. Should have been 2 1/2. And I cut it at 3 1/4. What's this piece? You know, wonder. This little piece. Okay, I didn't mess up that time, people. Just grabbed the wrong piece. I did cut it the right size. That's gonna go on our spine. Let me get back on camera here. That's gonna go on our spine. I'm gonna glue that down just like we did the front and the back. And this piece is all messed up too. You see how chewed up the edges got? Being that this is not a book that anyone's gonna look at but me, it's okay. This is just my holder for all my pieces. Okay, I'm gluing all around the edges. And when I say gluing, I mean gluing. I really have a lot of glue coming out. I'm not used to this bottle. I'm used to my little bottle. But that would take me forever to get the glue on here. It just comes out too slow. Alright, filling in the middle as much as I can. Zigzagging it around. Okay. Now just like before, I'm going to line it up at this corner. A little bit away from the fold and the top and bottom. Put it down where I think it should be. And press it down. Giving it a good press. This will glue into the corners and the edges. I think that's good. Seems to be all down. I'm going to erase this pencil mark I made here when I was calculating how big to make it. Okay. And now we have, alright, which is the top and which is the bottom. I probably dumped everything out. Well, that's good. This fell out. So it goes this way. And my stars came from somewhere. Over here. No. I'll just stick it in here. And now, once I get all my pieces out of my envelopes and boxes, I'll just rearrange everything in here. Here's my heart. Put it in here. Okay. So now we have all of our pages. And this cover is going to dry hard. And if I had measured right, it would be the right size. But it's really fine. Okay, I have the rest of my Velcro pieces that I've cut that I'm going to finish gluing into my book. Not all of them until I see what I need. Now on the inside of my cover, I may either cover it, I probably won't cover it. There's no reason, no one's seeing this book but me. But I'm going to make a pocket on the inside of this cover, a longer pocket, a regular pocket. It'll go across and down where I can tuck things as I either print them out and don't cut them yet, or these pieces of things like this that I have in envelopes will fit into a pocket over here. So I think that's pretty good. We could fit a lot of die cuts and fussy cuts on all of these pages. We have 16 pages with pockets, which are holding very well. My words are all in here. I have tags, circles, banners, stars. I even have little rosettes in one of these pockets. Tiny little tags and a corner piece. I have more somewhere in an envelope. My doilies that I have cut, I have more of those. These pages I'm going to wait and see what I need, size-wise. Butterflies. Smaller butterflies, flowers, and anything else in here? Smaller flowers. I'm going to take them out of these packages. I'm going to cut them in strips and put them in pockets. And that's it. We have our whole book. Everything's in here, tucked safe and sound. And when I need it, I really like it because I can see everything that I have. Not just try to remember what I have cut out somewhere and go looking for it. And now I see when I'm making a page or a pocket or whatever and I need something. I have butterflies, I have roses, I have small flowers. Everything I need is in here. More tags I have. Banners, words. So this will work out very good. I like it. These little tiny tags I have to use. Alright, so we'll be able to see everything we have in one spot. And it worked out well. It is sturdy, and the glue's not dry yet, so it'll get even sturdier. I have to put it on my shelf and just take it off and look through it. I think that's going to work out very well. I will make my pocket, put it in, I don't think I need to decorate it. It's just for me. Stand on my shelf. I may even make another one where I could put smaller pieces of cardstock that I'm going to make pockets out of or whatever. I don't know. But I'll show you if I do. Okay. I hope you liked this video. Hope I didn't confuse you too much. Trying to get my measurements right. I should have stuck with my original measurements because I had them right to begin with. But, you know, that's how it goes. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. Please hit the like button. And please subscribe and hit the little bell and you'll be notified when I make the next video, when it's up on YouTube. The next video is probably going to be another junk journal. I do think I showed you the papers I have that I printed out I'm going to be using. It's going to be the same size as the pink one. It'll have a few more pages, I think. The pink one had, I think, 13. This one I had 16 pages. And I'm not going to make a creased cover. I want to make a rounded cover. So I'm going to try that. It will be made out of the same padded type envelope. So please come back when I start making that. Should be during the week sometime, this week coming up. Okay, so thank you for coming. See you soon. Bye.